Well, welcome to the press boxes high above Gill Stadium for today's coverage of Manchester baseball here from Gill Stadium, as we have the Memorial Crusaders and the Concord Crimson Tide facing off against each other. My name is Kyle Levy, coming to you live here on this beautiful May 10th Monday, a pop-up back our way. Along with me today is Nikki Callahan. Nikki, pleasure to have you back up here in the press boxes covering a pretty good team here from Concord coming down from the capital area to face off against the Crimson Tide. Or excuse me, they are the Crimson Tide against the Crusaders.
Yes. Thank you for having me again, Kyle. It's great to be back here in Manchester broadcasting here at Gill Stadium for the Memorial.
Crusaders coming into this game not really doing so well with a record of 0-8, but they've been in a lot of these games, so it's not that they just got to get a full 7 innings together to possibly get a victory against a really good Concord team.
Yeah, well, Concord, I believe now is 7-3, so they're coming in here, with good confidence, going against Memorial, who is 0-8. That's correct. So I'm pretty sure they're feeling pretty good and confident about this game. But hopefully Memorial can turn it around and get their bats going and actually get a win today.
Noah Walgamont on the mound for the Crusaders, who's had a tough go of it as a fly ball goes out to left field and easily caught for the first out. So a good way to start the game right there for Noah.
Definitely. I remember last game I was here, Noah pitched. He was pitching unbelievably. Unfortunately, the bats just weren't getting it there for Memorial.
A tough, keen game, if I remember correctly.
That is correct, yes.
With a no-hitter going 6 2/3.
For the pitcher for Keene, yes.
For pitcher, yes. Frost.
Yes.
Jonah Frost.
Jonah Frost.
Being the name that I remember clearly. But either way, 1 out on a Brooks Craig flyout, and that gives us to Nader Watcher. Nader sends it out to the gap there. That's going to drop down and basically be covered up by the right fielder. And a very long single for the Crimson Tide gives us a base runner with 1 out here in the top of the first inning.
That was an excellent throw in by the right fielder.
He cut that off really well. I'll give him credit. He was able to really move a long ways from where he's stationed to figure out where the ball was.
Troy Jutras, is that how you say his name?
Troy Jutras.
Jutras.
Yes.
Yeah, he got that right in, right away, so it held the...
Kept the man at a
first.
single, and now we got a ground ball that's going to be foul here. Tyler Wright, number 10 for the Tide, up to bat. We finally got a scoreboard operator working it today as well, so we don't have to pay attention as much.
No, I didn't bring my clicker, my umpire clicker,
I think I might still have somewhere in my household, so we'll have to find that one of these days. Outside pitch that goes for a ball.
Pitch.
Tyler Wright coming in here playing center field, so obviously we're expecting some speed from the batter as he sends one to second base, grounded out over to first.
What a great play. That was an excellent play.
Noah Walgamont appreciates the defense as he's able to get out of the inning really quickly. Honestly, I think that might have been 6 pitches, maybe 7, but we'll take a break here and see what the Crusaders can do as they made quick work in the first. We'll see what they can do on the base paths. We'll be right back with Manchester Public Television's baseball coverage. And we're back here for the bottom of the first inning and getting a chance to check out Jared Willett for the Crimson Tide. Big leg kick here, strong righty, and we'll see what we can do here for the Memorial Crusaders, trying to get their first victory of the year with Jeffrey Josephic up to bat first.
Oh, yes, Jeffrey. He's a great center fielder. He does play hockey too, yes?
Yes. Not him. He was actually the head
quarterback. Excuse me. That is correct.
The football team. So
getting them all confused because they all play so many sports.
There's a lot of ball sliced back our way. Thankfully, we have the windows shut high above Gill Stadium. And
yes, he is the quarterback. Because I remember last time we were here against Keene, he had that rocket that he threw into home plate.
Yeah, he definitely has some good arm, and that's why they have him at center field. A little curveball from Willett kind of froze JJ for a moment, but he was able to watch that go past him for a ball. It's 2-1 count.
Ooh, little high.
A little high, apparently. A 3-1 count. So JJ being smart.
He had a good eye with that one.
They've had some issues this season with players that have made ball
nice.
4. A leadoff walk in the bottom of the first allows the Crusaders a chance to manufacture some runs here. Whether they want to go for a bunt or a hit and run, we'll see what they can do here. With their next guy up is Tim Alley.
And Tim is the DH for Noah Walgamont today, as Noah's pitching.
Another high pitch there. Kind of losing some command. And for Willett, now we'll see what he can do with someone on the base paths. Kind of makes it difficult.
Jump.
Whew, that
Wow.
went for a ball as well.
I can tell Memorial's being very patient at bat. That's for sure.
Well, I've heard them. This is a multitude of games that I've covered, and sometimes they're being told to be really, just go ahead and swing away. And I don't know if it hasn't worked so far without getting a win so far. So maybe they're just being a little bit more patient today. A 66-degree, partly cloudy day.
Ooh, try to hold that back.
Good attempts. Tough way to go around, though. And now he's got to be smart with 2 balls, 2 strikes. With Josephic, some speed over there on first base. And the ball gets away, goes for a ball, and JJ able to go up easily to second. He actually takes a wide turn around the base and thought about third base, but we'll get back to the batter here with a full count now to Tim Alley. Makes me wonder if Tim Alley enjoys Alley Cat Pizza here, one of the most popular places in Manchester for pizza these days.
Yes, it is a very popular place.
And
Another
he will
walk.
take a ball. And now 2 walks to start off the inning. Actually, not the inning, the bottom half of the inning. And that brings us to Colin Brodeur. Colin's a hockey player.
Yeah, well, you think of Brodeur from the New Jersey Devils, right?
Yes,
Brodeur.
Martin Brodeur. And
Oh,
he gets
what
a
a
hold of
rip.
one, sends it out there, and that they will send JJ, and he's going to round third and come home. Ooh, close
Wow,
play.
what a play.
Over to third base,
Oh.
and he is out by a mile, but it still brings in a run for the Crusaders, and they will take a 1-0 lead on an RBI single by Colin Brodeur.
What an absolute fire rocket that was by Brodeur. That was an amazing hit.
And we might have gotten an out on that, but it's still Crusaders taking a lead. And that's a good way to start, as now we'll get a meeting at the mound. I don't know if they're having issues or felt tightness. I'm not really sure what exactly that is happening here. Head coach for the Concord Capitals is, my apologies, I'm going to look it up really quickly. I thought I took a picture, and I did not.
The coach.
The coach is Scott Owen, with assistant coach being Josh Jarno. Josh and I have known each other for many years, as his mom was my
wow.
boss years ago when we were just young bucks up there in the Concord region working at Granite State Candy. But we'll see what happens with 1 out here as Alex Rivera comes up to bat. An outside pitch.
I was thinking maybe the coach saw that the pitcher for Concord will already threw 2 walks in a row, and that rip right up the middle by Brodeur. Maybe you need to talk to him and settle down just a little bit. Let him know, it's only the first inning,
Figure things out. You know, your defense is here for you.
Talk to your team.
Well, 2 balls is the count on Rivera. And it was runner on first. And goes for a strike. So Tim Alley thrown out at third base, the only out of the inning so far.
So 1 run in. Oh, Brodeur's
And-
taken off to second.
Let's see. This could be a tie. Oh, ball gets away. He's going to
Safe.
stay on second base.
It's a great slide and steal he did right there. A little turn, hold on to that base. He pretty much took it with him.
It makes me wonder how fun it is to slide on this turf when you got that much speed and you know that you can, I mean, do you slide differently than what you would be doing out on the dirt?
He literally looked like he was sliding across ice.
Yes, that's
So
why.
he's used to that.
Well, a 2-2 count now to Rivera with a runner in scoring position now. An outside pitch that's going to allow him to get over to third base easily. So 2 pitches, 2 steals right there, and a full count. to Rivera. Rivera playing shortstop today, so we have not seen him make any plays just yet, but are still early in this game.
Yes. Ooh.
And ball 4 it is.
Oh, 3 walks in this inning so far.
That's,
2 pass balls.
That's a tough one right there. But Crusaders will take this as Troy Jutras, who plays basketball, is up to bat now. So we got a football, basketball, hockey. I mean, we'll just find a soccer player. We got the whole entire
Excellent.
school.
Oh, yeah. Here, runners at the corners here. Wonder if the coach will be a little aggressive at all.
Swings away, but goes for a strike.
There's only 1 out.
We'll see if Rivera takes off and goes for the steal to allow Jutras. Oh, bunt. Yes. Well, he won't be able to do that again with 2 strikes now.
It's a good attempt. Good attempt. Good thought.
It wasn't bad. It just wasn't. He laid down that bunt late, going to the third base side. And now an 0-2 count to Jutras, who stands far up in the box. Does not fall for the.
That was a changeup. Did you see? I thought that was a changeup.
Yeah, that was an off-speed pitch.
Yep.
Jutras playing out there in right field. We already saw him in action. And he sends a little slow roller to second base.
Oh, wow. That was a close play.
Concord able to get the double play, a 4-6-3. Tight call at first. We might not agree with it, but we're not the umpires, so the Crimson Tide will take that, and we'll see if that favor comes back to us. But we'll take a break as we go to the second inning. Crusaders take a 1-0 lead. See if they can play some defense now. We'll be right back with Manchester Public Television's baseball coverage. Back for the top of the second inning as Jared Willett, the pitcher for the Crimson Tide, comes up to bat here. And we'll see what Noah Walgamot can do, as he had a pretty quick, easy first inning getting a double play as well. We've already seen 2 double plays in this game, Nikki.
Yes, we have.
Not pretty rare thing, as we get Rivera getting a ground ball. Let's see the throw over to first.
Nice job.
In time, nicely done, and just like that, another quick out.
1 down. It always interests me when you have a pitcher batting against another pitcher.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how
what goes through their head.
Should I do something here? Is it good? It's altogether an interesting time. So
I feel like they try to read each other.
You got to figure out. Also, you kind of have been able to see what the umpire is able to do, and it kind of works out. So, it looked like a tight pitch, but he went for a ball. So we got a 1-1 count now. Also joining us in the booth today, Mr. Ryan DeRoy. I know you just ran up the stairs because the elevator is not working here, so you don't seem too winded. But welcome to the game here. A 1-0 Crusader lead so far. As we get another bouncer over to Rivera to first, but this one is not in time.
Yeah.
And we got a 1-out infield single here.
If he charged at that a little bit more, he would have had a little bit more of a speed on the ball thrown to first, but it's a close play.
Close play, but just not able to do it, and that brings us to Jonah Watcher. Jonah is playing over there at first base, and see what he can do against Noah Walgamot. A very nice day overall. I mean, the wind is not as strong as what we've seen in the past. He's not able to get the throw off. A nice catch right there at third base. And just like that, 2 outs. And we might get through this inning quickly, just like we did in the first.
The best thing he could have done in that situation was let the ball hit the ground and turn a double play, and he realized it was just a bit too late to sell that out there, Kyle.
I kind of agree with that, but that brings us to Kevin McDonough. Kevin playing over there at third base as well. Two outs, runner at first, and we'll see what they can do here. Walgamot having a good game so far, though.
Yes, he is. Definitely. Got good defense, too. Nice pitch.
Outside pitch goes for a strike. And
Is-
now 1-2 count.
Game against Keene, he always hit that outside corner.
Yeah, first game of the season,
Yeah.
he was really making good use of his fastball on the edge there.
Mm-hmm.
Goes
Oh,
outside.
And
nice,
like that,
nice
he gets
pitch.
out of the inning. Dominant performance to start this game for Noah Walgamont. Crusaders with a 1-0 lead. We'll see what they can do here in the bottom of the second. We'll be right back from Gill Stadium for Manchester Public Television's baseball coverage. And back here for the bottom of the second inning with the Crusaders leading this game 1-0. A tough first inning for Willette for Concord with 3 walks, but we'll see what we can do here as Brody Druin comes up to bat. First pitch strike here. Brody, number 12, the Crimson Tide, so we'll see what he can do here, playing over there at third base. Swing and a miss, down in the hole, quick, 0-2. Gentlemen, it's Nikki, Ryan, it's a pleasure to have you. The past 2 games I've had to do this alone, so to actually have other commentators, I feel like I don't have to talk as much. So this is kind of nice to have you all in here, being able to watch this coverage of high school baseball for NHIAA.
Pleasure's all mine.
Definitely great. Yeah, pleasure's definitely all mine as well, Kyle. Yeah, I got to remember some of the players because I only did 1 game of Memorial, so some of the names are very familiar.
Yeah, we obviously have covered Memorial a bunch of times. We got to get some Central games in pretty soon too, as I've been able to do a couple of West games, including a 10-0 5-inning game on Friday. That was pretty exciting. They beat the undefeated Milford team, so kind of all around a fun thing. But anytime we're able to, be up here in the booth to talk baseball, softball, lacrosse, it's a good day for sure.
It sure is.
And a ground ball up the
Right
middle.
up the middle.
It's going to
Nice
go
rip.
all the way out there to center field. And just like that, a leadoff single worked last inning with a leadoff walk. Let's see if the Crusaders can really work this as Tyler Pike up to bat now.
A nice poke right up the middle. Seeing eye single right through there. Right
Oh,
on
yeah,
top
way
of
to
the
start
ball.
off the inning. Absolutely, Ryan.
Yeah, getting right on there, squaring up the pitch.
Ooh.
Side.
Umpire making some tight calls
It's
today.
not Trooper down there, is it?
It's a possibility.
Tough to gauge high and low strikes here, and that was had some movement on it, but another
Ooh.
high fastball for a nice strike there. Evens the
Took
count
his
at
head out of
1-1.
that one.
Tyler Pike playing over there at first base.
Some signals, some aggressive signals from the third
Big
base
lead at
coach.
first.
Ooh, a ground ball right to the pitcher. Throws over to the shortstop. A 1-6-3 double play. Our third double play in this game. And
It
pretty
is
impressive to see. And down are 2 outs for the Crusaders. A tough go of it there, but we'll see what Tyler Bileski can do now to bats.
Great mid-season form defense showing in these games, Kyle, in the last few, as opposed to the beginning of the year when the cold weather was really putting a damper on their energy.
Oh, absolutely. I wholeheartedly have to say that some of those 48-degree, 20-mile-per-hour wind games were not really that fun.
No.
Hats going all over the place. I felt bad for all the outfielders. Even the game on Friday, the Milford left fielder was having issues as the wind was going that way, pushing the balls past him. And this one's a nice
looks like
gap
it'll drop
shot
right
here.
in.
It's going to just keep on going, see if it gets all the way to the
Little
fence.
Bileski.
They're able to get it before, and he will stop with a double. Nice
rip.
2-out double here for Bileski. And Crusaders looking to score some more.
The bats are definitely coming alive against Willette, that's for sure.
Indeed, and credit the defense for getting to that ball and tracking it down very quickly, limiting them to just a single, which means they're going to have to get that ball down in the outfield to score the run here. He's going to have to put the Jets on as well.
Tyler Wright
Absolutely.
looking
Yep.
good out there. And we'll see what they can do. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. The pollen is coming out, and there's a lot of tree loving going on these days. I can tell you
Too
that.
much tree loving.
Too much tree loving.
Yeah, the 0-1 after
Colin
reaching
Loge up to bat now.
Oh,
Inside. Kind of
like it
nubs
hit
it.
him.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
close. He obviously likes to be far up in the batter's box, close to the. So he likes to get the kind of send it out to left field area, and
Kind of an unfair note when you you swing and it hits your hand, it's actually considered a strike if your hands are in
Yes.
the strike zone. So I do recall in high school actually breaking a finger doing that one time.
Ouch.
Didn't get first base, struck out on the next pitch. You know, not a great outcome overall.
No, definitely not.
Let's see what happens here. 1-2. He looks in, stretching the pitch.
Ooh, that was close.
Tough
Here,
one
it
right
doesn't look like he
there.
went from here.
Like I said, it looked to be right on the top of the strike zone. A good place to miss there.
Two and
Leaves
two.
the count at 2-2 with 2 outs. Runner in scoring position as he looks down.
Ryan Philbrick, the catcher for the Crimson Tide down here, obviously turned around to, think that he didn't see that. I did. High pitch now.
Good eye.
Full count. Or is it 2-2? Excuse me.
It's full
It is
count,
full count.
full
Okay.
count.
Just went full.
3-2.
And
Two outs.
catcher staying centered on the plate, which can be pretty tricky for the pitcher. Usually you see him working in and outside to get those corners. Inside.
Oh.
Strike
Just
3
like
ball.
that, a
Yeah.
quick inning for the Crimson Tide as we have 1 hit and 3 quick outs. And we'll go to the top of the 3rd with the Crimson Tide bats coming up. We'll be right back with Manchester Public Television's baseball coverage, and we'll stay tuned. And back here for more baseball coverage as the Crimson Tide come up to bat. Not having that easy of a game, having basically only had 7 batters so far. And we'll have number 8, Cam McGonigal, the second baseman, up to bat here. I believe I was friends with his brother. I knew of McGonigal from the Concord area, as we have Rivera throwing him out at first base, 6-3, 1 out for the inning. And really, I got to say, Noah Walgamont having a great day so far.
A lot of confidence in his defense, which is always great to have when you're on the mound. It really kind of eases the nerves a little bit when you know you can put the ball in the strike zone with the field behind you.
Tyler Pike having a great day over there at
Absolutely.
first base. Really nice to have a player that can catch the ball cleanly over that first base. And so far, so good, as we got Ryan Castle up to bat.
It was a good effort for him to keep his foot on the bag. I don't disagree with you, Ryan. When you have a great defense behind you, you're going to be more confident at the mound. Your pitchers count.
Yeah, for sure, and even when you're throwing to first, knowing that he's going to move and get the ball before tagging the bag and risk having the ball to go errant.
100%.
Another great confidence boost.
Outside pitch right there from Walgamont. His count is 2-1. Foul back our way,
Oh.
barely over us, and I don't think it made its way to Valley Street, but it definitely did not land on the roof. I didn't hear any bangs, so we got a 2-2 count now.
Pitcher and catcher showing some great rhythm here, working in and outside that plate. But look for him to eat that outside corner alive here. Setting up to the side. Ground ball.
Ground
shortstop.
ball, another Rivera. Let's see if he can get it over to Pike. Not in
Oh,
time,
very close.
and a 1-out infield single allows the Crimson Tide to get a base runner.
Good to see that. I feel like JJ's playing too far back. If you've seen the past couple plays that we've watched him, he's literally charging.
Well, there's
like
one
so
adjustment
much,
that they
so-
do have to make on this turf, and I mean, having played on this turf for the first time, many of these players, the ball does move quickly, but it's
Right.
how it bounces and rotates after that first initial hop.
That's what I was thinking because he's so far back. And the last 2 plays that we did see were both close. Much as that one, they were safe. He was charging like a lot.
Yeah, and with no one on and one down, generally want to play back a little bit, but to make those plays. Another
Wow.
strike across the plate there. and that's
Walgamont
quickly
hitting
an 0-2.
both corners right there.
Ryan called that.
They're definitely doing a good job keeping the umpire guessing in terms of where he needs to frame the pitch as he sets up outside in the dirt. Dead ball.
This is Brooks Craig up to bat here, and he flew out to right field to start off the game, and back up to bat again. We'll see if he's learned his lesson, and obviously in a hole 0-2, as he gets a hold of one. See if he'll go stay fair.
Curving Foul.
Just
Wow, he
Pretty good poke.
got a hold of that.
I mean, down the line it's 312, and I would say he probably poked it 305. Just did not work the line.
I mean, he's a little guy. he's got some power.
He definitely had his spinach today, that's for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Boy, again, the shortstop is further back, and with a double play ball, nowhere near second base. It's kind of concerning. Another fly ball
Going
back, here.
Well, that's 3 straight foul balls for Brooks Craig. So he's obviously doing all that he can. We got a fun day of mixing similar colors, with the Crimson Tide being crimson with their gray pants. And
leans in with a waste pitch here, like outside. Good place.
Tough
and he's
one.
off first base, but he neglects to throw him down. Big leads here by the Crimson Tide, a very speedy team. Well known for their base running and aggressive small ball.
there's a reason why they're 7-3. So we'll see what they do here. High pitch there. Now
Waste
2-2.
one again, trying to get him to swing, but disciplined hitters here. Crimson Tide looks down to get the signals again. Let's take a look at this lead down here at first base. Pretty good size.
Another foul ball.
And you can see the strategy
Working 'em.
in their swings, trying to push that ball to the right side. That big gap on the right side there with the second baseman shifting over.
That's huge.
That easily can get the runner over to third base for sure if it's
Absolutely.
a slow ground ball. Ball 3. Good job here. Good battle between pitcher and batter, as Craig was down 0-2 and now a full count. And we don't want 2 Crimson Tide runners on, as he sends one down into the gap. It should be held up enough for, there we go, a nice catch and the second out of the inning. And well done right there by the defense of the Crusaders to try to make it easier for Noel Walgamot.
Just got a little too excited when he got that in the strike zone and popped it right up in the air.
Colin Brodeur out there able to make that catch. And now we got a ground ball snagged by the third baseman over to first. Oh,
Well, that was a
my.
very close play.
Watcher turning the wheels on there to get down there. Great effort there. Now 2 on with 2 out here.
Brody Druin with that
Oof.
wonderful play to get the ball, able to get up in time, just was not able to send it over. And now we'll see what number 10, Tyler Wright, can do.
Well, they're not necessarily in a bad spot here as long as they get a bag tagged here. With the forced play at first, second, and third, they can make a quick, easy out. But if that ball goes in the outfield, they're going to be in some trouble.
Whew.
Looks good from our angle, but just was not enough.
Concord hitters pitching Voldemort here. Strategy's paying off. With 2 men on in the end of the inning here.
Outside pitch. Colin Loge, the catcher here for today's game. We've been used to Alley, but
Nice pitch.
inside
Tight
strike.
Yeah, using that 2-seamer tight on the inside corner there. That seems to be a hot spot for Voldemort. Hitter's now with the bat off his shoulder, getting ready to hit here.
And he sends it out to center. Let's see if JJ has a good read on it, and he does.
Excellent.
And
Get
they
him out
are
of the
able to
inning.
get out of that inning. 2 men left on base, but no runs come around. And the Crusaders, bottom of the 3rd inning, we'll see if their bats can come back alive. We'll be right back with more coverage here for Manchester Public Television. And back here for the bottom of the 3rd as Jeffrey Josephic, the center fielder, able to get out of that inning, catching that line drive. He comes up to bat now, and we'll see what they can do against Tyler Willett. Kyle Heavey along with Nikki Callahan and Ryan DeRoy here, high above the field on this beautiful May 10th, 2021 day. A 1-0 Memorial Crusader lead. Oh, tight inside pitch there. JJ was able to avoid getting hit.
And Willett showing a real powerful fastball, mixing in his off speed seems to be where he's having a little bit of trouble here.
1-1 count. Back up our way. That should be a souvenir for us if we want to go get it in between innings at all.
Quickly in the
Well, it's
hole
not
here,
near your
1-2.
car. That's good.
Yes, no, my car feels safe today.
Yeah.
Safe Flight does not sponsor us, unfortunately, so we take all the help we can get.
But I do recommend, as someone that has used them in the past, be careful of parking in Boston, and you decide that you park in a questionable neighborhood and leave any belongings in the car. Lesson learned.
That's great.
Yeah, Willett delivers.
Fouls
Nice
it
those
up.
insides.
That's going to be
Let's
in
see if
play.
they're having issues here. Able to come in is the right fielder, and 1 out in the inning.
He was all business there, dropping the hat in the shades quickly.
He
Blow
gave
in charge out there. Right?
he made sure that he
Ryan
said
Castle. Is that who that is?
Ryan Castle out there just got up to bat, grounded out to shortstop, but hey, he's doing well with the defense. And that brings us to Tim Alley.
Yeah, well, that was 1 out. Delivers the pitch. Nice breaking pitch right in there. Buckled the knees there.
Tim's last at bat, I believe he did walk. He's very patient.
Yeah, he
Count.
was the first of the walks of the game, and now he
Oh,
gets a
what a
hold of
rip.
one, but it's got to stay up long enough for the center fielder to be able to get over there in time. And now 2 quick outs as well for the Crusaders. This game is flying by so far.
And they're making great contact.
I was just
you
about
know?
to say they're making
Oh,
fantastic
but-
contact. Just in
Ah.
case of bad luck, unfortunately.
I know.
Let's see if we can get a hit here from the lefty.
Let's see what Colin Brodeur can do, who was able to get the RBI in the first inning, make it over to third base, but was not able to be brought in.
And Willett with a very efficient inning.
He
Low pitch count.
Ah.
Working his off-speed game as well.
He can afford to with no one else on base with 2 outs for sure. So
Sure can.
I give Willett credit to figuring things out, as we know what his
Oh.
fastball can bring.
Oh.
Took his glove right
wow.
off as he gets a nice, easy hit to center field.
He just took his hat off. I think he was winded by that.
Indeed.
Whew.
Even the umpires coming out being like, "Hey, buddy, you okay?" Because it did not hit him, but I don't know. It seems to be everyone's coming in here to make sure that he's okay.
Quickly, if he needs
No,
to
he didn't
change
get
your
nicked or
clothes or
not.
something. My goodness. That came in pretty quick off the bat. Line shot right up the middle. Squared that one right up. And if you're just joining us, the Crusaders hold a 1-0 lead against the Crimson Tide here, 2 outs in the third.
If you see Willett, he just went like this with his hands across his chest. I feel like maybe it might have just grazed his letters or maybe gave him a little bit of a slight panic attack or made his heart stop for a second.
Yeah, I guarantee his heart was.
That is scary.
Yeah, as a catcher, when you're covered in gear and get hit with the ball, you just learn to deal with it. But as a pitcher, you know that's gonna treat you a little bit differently there.
I mean, that was a rip by Rivera.
Indeed.
Well, 2 outs with a runner on first base. Throw over to first in time. Colin Brodeur really getting a hold of things today.
Yeah, well,
Now
that
2
was-
singles.
Was dealing with an efficient inning. Now forced to work here with a runner on.
Yes, sir.
Let's see how he can hang out of the stretch here, as he hasn't had to do so in quite some time.
Rivera, who walked as well in the first inning.
Runner's going
Now
down
he's
the second.
going.
Bad throw on the ground,
Oh, he's safe.
but
He is
got it
thrown
on the
out.
tag. A low throw with an easy swipe, and he gets him to
Ow.
end the inning.
Questionable
It's a
call.
tough
I
one.
apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I did not have the camera ready in time. I was kind of watching it with my eyes and didn't pay attention. But either way, caught stealing goes Mr. Colin Brodeur, and we go to the top of the fourth. We'll be back with more coverage for baseball action for Manchester Public Television. And we are back here for more coverage for the Crimson Tide Crusader baseball game here as we go to the top of the fourth inning. Pitcher versus pitcher again matchup with Jared Willett scouting one over to third base. A little fumble
Way to stick
over,
with it. Oh.
and the throw gets away, and that allowed Willett to easily get up to second base as that ball went all the way to Maple Street. And E5 right there for
Yeah,
sure,
for sure.
as that throw, I don't know if he just kind of was rushing because he fumbled it in his glove or what happened, but a great day on defense for the first 3 innings is might be crumbling here as we go to the fourth inning, guys.
And the credit to the first baseman for making an effort to try to make the catch. And
Yes.
it's pretty much all you can do in those circumstances. Well,
And
first
now
base
a
open, line
fly
drive
ball
left.
out there to
Oh.
left field. It's going to get past the outfielder, and now Concord is going to get their first run to tie up this game.
He might have enough
And
time
he
to
might
make it.
have
They're
time to
sending it
get
in,
home
and
too. Let's see what the throw is, and it's offline, and a in the park home run right there makes it a 2-1 game. Ryan Philbrook used his muscle and his speed to get around the bases. And, whew, wasn't expecting that, guys.
He was all over that ball. He
Oh,
got right
yeah.
on top of it, lined it. I mean, there was nothing the left fielder could do to field that ball correctly. And then made a little bit of a bobble there out there at the end of the fence. And unfortunately, that led to the home run. 2 runs scored, and now Crimson Tide, momentum shift, taking the lead in the top of the 4th. 2-1 over the Crusaders.
That was incredible, Rip, for sure. And with no outs, they're obviously pretty excited right now down there in the Crimson Tide dugouts. We'll see what Jonah Watcher can do here to continue the entertainment that they have going on here.
And despite that scoring, still a great pitching matchup.
100%. And like you just said, Ryan, the momentum has definitely just shifted.
You can
the
feel the
Crimson
energy.
Tide. Yep.
You can feel
can
the
hear
energy
'em.
on the field is very flat right at the moment. And Voldemort really working in as a ground ball to the right side. Tough play for the second baseman. Makes the stop, and that's where it's going to stay. A great effort, but no throw.
100% great effort.
Well, an infield hit right there allows more action for the Crimson Tide. They're already taking the lead in this inning off of 3 batters, and now we'll see what happens here with still no outs and Kevin McDonough up to bat.
Voldemort gets a foul ball there, and best thing he can do right here is just settle in, slow the pace down, and control the tempo of this at bat in an effort to get the Crusaders back in and get a break their way, as that infield hit was a great effort, but just an unlucky spot there.
Yes.
I totally agree with that for sure. As now we have another gap shot that's going to come down for a single. The runner's going to stay over there at second base. So Crimson Tide apparently took a couple innings to get themselves warmed up, and no Walgamot really getting himself in some trouble here in the 4th.
Turning on the bats here for the Crimson Tide.
And Concord in the off-season does have some great off-season programs and a training facility close by where many of these athletes spend time. They do get a lot of reps in. There's a ball outside with a bunt attempt.
Cam McGonigal up to bat now. Cam ground out to shortstop in the 3rd inning, and now he's back up here in the 4th.
As you see, the Crimson Tide manager showing aggressive signals here.
Indeed. And it looks like we're going to see a sacrifice bunt. Voldemort
Ball's gotten
quickly
down.
over to
Walgamot.
first.
Good play.
Walgamot in a tough spot. He's got to turn his body all the way around, basically 270 degrees to get that ball, but he is able to get the first out of the 4th inning. A 1-3 throwout of McGonigal.
A nice sacrifice to move the runners up for Concord, and 2 runners in scoring position here with 1 out. And patient at bat here to push the ball to the right side, and the infielders are now playing right up on the grass.
Ryan Castle grounded out to the shortstop as well that last inning. So
He's looking to put a charge into one right here. He wants the gap, or he wants it over the outfielder's head to score those runs.
Easily score 2 runs right there.
seems like the Crimson Tide have figured out how to do a good job on these gap shots, as we do have a pitcher starting to warm up out there in the bullpen for the Crimson Tide.
They're sitting on his fastball, Kyle, and it's and he gets a gift there from the umpire. A high and tight fastball that's in there for a strike.
Very much
Quickly
agree with
0-2.
that.
So he might be able to get a break here, get them down to 2 outs, and a forced play anywhere will get them out of the inning. And there's strike 3, turns them into a pair of shoes. 0-3, 3 straight pitches, and now 2 outs, and now some hope for the Crusaders to get out of this with just 1 run damage.
Brooks Craig, the leadoff guy, his 3rd time up to bat, as he was able to get a single in the 3rd as well and flew out in the 1st inning.
That's Walgamot's 2nd K of the day.
2nd K on a hard-hitting Concord Tide team. Very patient at bats, very disciplined hitting, and it shows.
100%. Definitely don't disagree with that, Ryan.
No Walgamot hoping to get his way out of this. Outside pitch.
This is the
Runner at second base, taking a very, very big lead.
yeah, they're trying to blow this one open here, Nikki. It looks like they want to take advantage of any opportunity they can. There's a
Ooh, good
lot of
job
close
there
inside.
by the catcher, Mr. Colin Loge, to be able to keep that ball in his mitt and doesn't let it go past him. Now we got a 3-0 count. And that goes for a strike.
Hitters count.
First base open with 2 outs here.
I was intrigued at what they were going to do there to figure out, let him swing away. That was a perfect
Ooh.
Oh, that's going to go for ball 4. Now the base is loaded.
Logmont didn't like that call. What?
Surely not wanting to see this batter come up as it's Watcher who's reached twice.
Yeah,
And,
he's
Yeah.
base is loaded for him.
He
He's
is.
licking his chops.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
another gap shot could be huge as he gets a hold of the first pitch, but the right fielder is losing it, finally able to find it. Whoa, what
That
a
was a close one.
incredible job right there by that right fielder to figure out where the ball was and get to it in time. That's Troy Jutras out there. And the Crimson Tide leave 3 stranded, but are able to score 2 and take a 2-1 lead. We'll see what the Crusaders can do as we go to the bottom of the 4th. We'll be back with more coverage for baseball action on Manchester Public Television. Back here for the bottom of the 4th inning as the Crusaders now down in the hole after a first inning run allowed them to get the early lead. They're now down, and we'll see what Mr.
Way to start it
infield
off.
single. Excuse me, a nice.
JJ.
Yeah, I'm Alex Rivera was the batter, and he's now standing at first base. A leadoff single allows this to see what they can do for Troy Jutras.
Really setting the tone. First pitch swinging on a changeup. He kept his feet back, hands in, and kept that bat on the ball and able to push it right up the middle. Excellent job.
And see what they can do. Close game so far.
Ooh.
A bunt attempt did not work one bit.
Quick reach.
Generally, when you're trying to sacrifice, you want to do a late show if you're seeing the infield back in an attempt to get an infield hit. In this instance, he showed it early and went for it out of the zone, which is a big no-no.
Jutras did the same exact thing. A 4.63 his last time up to bat, and will only get the fielder's choice there. So 1 out now as Jutras now stands at first base himself.
They're going to change places here, and we'll see if that adds some speed to the base pass here.
As Brody Druin, who got up in the 2nd inning, now on an infield single, comes.
He drove it right up the middle, I think.
Yeah.
Last at bat.
Good contact from both teams here. Mm-hmm. And let's see if there's going to be any action on a hit and run. He calls time.
Well, that seems to be taking a little bit of time at the mound right now.
Indeed. Defense spread out pretty evenly there, Nikki. It doesn't look as though they're going to be looking for a hit and run here, and they don't expect a steal. They're going to go right at him here.
Close pitch.
Nice off speed. Some light signals down there by the third base coach. Not a lot of movement on the base pass.
No.
Now, it doesn't seem like Jutras is in any. Well, now he's going to go over to second base.
Corrected as the ball goes to the backstop, and he easily walks into second base.
A
Great.
gift there from the Crimson Tide.
It's actually Willette's 3rd pass ball thrown today as well.
Interesting. Those are all on off-speed pitches too, I believe.
It's been an interesting time to watch what he can do. He had 3 base and balls in the 1st inning. And late swing there fouls it back, and the count is now 2-1.
He's got the right idea with his late swing. He's trying to push that ball to the right side in an effort to move that runner up to third at least, or to the right side of the outfield to get him in.
And
Another
late
late swing again. but
Very late
just
swing.
off. Yep.
kind of a tough one right there to watch it happen.
It seems as though whereas the Concord hitters were waiting on the fastball, these hitters seem to be sitting on the off-speed stuff. Hips are back. Swings are a little bit later. He sets with the 2-2. Another off-speed.
He waited there. Whew.
Yeah, I tell you, they're kind of sitting right in that bucket there, Nikki, where they have their hips nice and loose, and they want to wait and slap the ball to the other side rather than put some of their hips into it, push to the outfield.
3-2 count here for Willette. I see exactly what you're saying as well.
Ooh,
Off the plate. He's
Oh,
going to take the
ball 4.
Yikes.
That one really got away from there, Willette.
It did.
Started out commanding the plate and lost some confidence there with that pass ball, and it pays the price.
And that brings us to number 17, Tyler Pike. Tyler got himself into a double play as well, a 1-6-3 that was in the 2nd inning. So we'll see if he can do a little bit better this time around.
Great. Get this team going. Get runners in scoring position here. Get 2 on, 1 out.
Could get another momentum shift here with a quick knock on the outfield. As Willette sets another fastball. He's going right after these kids now.
He sure is.
wants to make a point here.
Willette
Getting
seems
his
to be
fastball.
feeling it right
Yeah,
now,
I
giving
saw
some
that.
almost like a traveling call, like I'm ready, man. Just give me the ball. We're gonna do the same exact thing.
Keeping the pace high, too. He's showing some intensity as he
Throw-
picks off over to
Oh,
first.
no,
The ball gets away.
Ball gets away. That's gonna allow both runners to move up 90 feet, and they're gonna send Jutras. Jutras is gonna come around and score. Willette's.
Oh, they've got him in trouble at third, and he's out. Oh, my goodness, what a close play.
Well, the game is tied up at 2, but now there are 2 outs, and boy, this is a total different type of play here for the batter with a 0-2 count. He had 2 runners on to worrying about trying to move them along, and instead of pass ball on a throw to first base allows the runners to move around.
That leans in.
Whoa.
Curveball over his head for a ball.
Well, Alex Rivera comes around to score, but
Brody's called it
excuse me, Troy Jutras comes around to score, and Brody Druin thrown out at third base.
Yeah, and the drop third strike with the tag is going to end the side here. But not before tying it up here on the air and throw to first base. It goes all the way to right field.
They definitely messed him. Let's definitely messing Memorial up with those off-speed pitches.
Oh, definitely.
Very
for
much
sure.
so. Well, we'll take a break as we go to the 5th inning, where this game's going fast and it's smooth so far. We'll try to continue that way. We'll be right back with more coverage of Manchester Public Television's baseball. And, ooh, hit that one off. All right. We're back here for coverage of Manchester Public Television's baseball. The Crimson Tide and Crusaders facing off against each other here on this Monday, May 10th. My name is Kyle Heavey. Along with me is Nikki Callahan and Ryan DeRoy, and a really high pop-up here. Let's see if JJ gets it or who's going to get it. Instead, it's the second baseman able to come around and make the easy out. Not really that easy, but it works pretty well.
Those are the plays that make you really nervous as you head out into the outfield in the triangle, if you will. Who's going to take it? And taking command of that, second baseman making the out. Great play.
You don't know if the ball is going to travel further or what's going to happen.
It's
And
good communication by the Memorial.
that takes us to the second batter. That's big number 22, being Jared Whittle, the pitcher here, who scored in the 4th inning was the first on a single himself, but he came around in the park home run.
Very patient hitter as well. He sits back 1-1 here.
And takes the ball there.
So I was telling Kyle earlier, I think it's interesting when you see a pitcher going up against another pitcher. You know, because you don't see it all the time, but pitchers that bat, and when they do, what are they thinking? You know, it's like they already know what he's going to be throwing to them, or I just find it interesting when pitchers bat against other pitchers.
Oh, sure. And recently, it's funny you bring that up. He has a ground ball.
Fouls it off of his ankle.
I think it was a couple weeks ago. First baseman Anthony Rizzo ended up getting called into pitch after the Cubs were losing 10-1 to the Braves against his best friend Freddie
Freeman, yep.
and struck him
Rizzo's
out on
a
a
great player.
knuckleball.
Oh, wow.
It was very funny. Ground ball to shortstop. Easily picked up, scoop, throw over to first, and an easy out. 6-4-3.
Boy, I thought there was going to be a little bit more English on that throw, but there was not. But it works out, a 6-3, and that gives us 2 outs here for number 3, Ryan Philbrick. Philbrick sent it over the left fielder's head in the 4th inning to give the Crimson Tide a 2-1 lead at the time. So we'll see what he does here.
Waldemar really sticking to his form here as he steps down to rock and fire it in the first strike.
Just want to have another inside the park home run here.
And
Up
instead,
the
it's a
middle.
ground ball.
Right
Can he
off
get the
play.
throw over?
Oh,
Good
what a
stretch there by Pike, but
Oof.
the speed was a little too much as Philbrick is able to stand on first base cleanly. And that brings us to number 14, Jonah Watcher. Jonah kind of had a little line drive to the third baseman in the second and was able to
yes.
to get on base in the 4th inning as well before getting kind of stuck at second base.
You know, 2 outs. Let's see if there's any action on the base paths here. We got some speed out there. And
We
he's
definitely-
going.
Good call, Ryan.
And
Easily into second base.
yeah, he took a big lead first time, and the coach kind of was catching his attention at
Mm-hmm.
third base, gave him the wheel sign around with his finger, and generally that just means, hey, if you can make it, go ahead. giving him the green light on the base pass. And
That's
now we've got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. And a ground.
this should bring the run in. We'll see how the throw is.
This is going to be
He's
a close
rounding
play.
third. The ball
Oh,
hits
it
him. Able to score easily right there. And just like that, Crimson Tide takes a 3-2 lead now, manufacturing some runs.
Got some great field awareness by the coaching staff there to make that adjustment, move the runner up in scoring position for an easy base knock. Score the run.
Absolutely. Took advantage. He was aggressive.
And
Oh,
another
pitch is
one
left
sent
side.
out to left field.
This one's going to lead to another run. Let's see what they can do to
Hits
hold
the
him to
cutoff
second.
guy. Throw
Close.
over. And just like you said, Crimson Tide able to score another one. And having fun with two are the Tide with a 4-2 lead now.
Yep, trading places again. Another runner in scoring position now with
Yes.
2 outs. So they're having a great time here in the 5th inning here, Kyle.
And now the coach is going to come out and talk to his pitcher. He got himself in some trouble in the 4th, was able to only allow 2. And now same issue in the 5th with now a 2 runs scored again. Now down.
Voldemort really doing a great job out there. And, as when you throw strikes, that's one of the bad benefits that happens if you're going up against a good hitting team. It's squaring
Yes.
that ball up. The defense is doing all they can, but unfortunately,
The contact that Crimson Tide is making right now is
they're right on
it's gonna
top of
hurt.
it. Yeah, you can tell that they're getting their reps in practice to see that ball well.
Cam McGonigal come up to bat now for the Crimson Tide. A good thing about him is he's gotten out twice, a ground ball to shortstop and a ground ball to the pitcher. So
So he's not shy at the plate.
he's not had the best day. So hopefully Noah can figure this out and help his team get out of this inning without any more runs.
Yeah, Voldemort setting the pace here, focusing strong. Ground ball right side. Nice
Oh,
knock down the
effort.
line, and that's going to be trouble for the Tide again as he goes around first. The run will score easily, and he puts his hands up for a
It went
ground
under the
rule double.
fence.
It went under the fence, and the Crimson Tide scoring 3 here in the 5th, really figuring things out against Walgamot, and was a good game so far. I don't know if the Crusaders bats have it in them, but we'll see what happens.
Now, this is another case of you're at this division and level, and when you're throwing mixed pitches in and out of the zone, the best thing you can do is sit red, wait for that fastball, hit in a spot.
Another one out to left
Very
field.
far to left field.
Foul
That's
ball.
foul.
It gets around.
Thankfully,
Very
just a long
close.
strike there. But as I was saying, they're really waiting patiently on that fastball. There's either a tell that Voldemort is giving in his windup and delivery, or they're just simply waiting based on when the pitches are coming. If he's throwing first pitch strike fastballs, that's generally one indicator that we look for. Otherwise, he'll set up a sequence of pitches that tends to go over and over again, in which case they'll just sit there and wait for their pitch.
Okay.
And it's definitely showing here.
And we'll see what they can do here, trying to stop this slow bleeding process that's going on here. 3 runs have scored with 2 outs in the inning. That's the tough part. As I was saying, Nikki, earlier, if they can just figure out all 7 innings without
Oh, it's all they need to do.
Cam McGonigal at second base, Ryan Castle.
Set up 1-2 here. Let's see if he can get out of this jam outside. 2-2.
Castle struck out in the 4th inning, so we'll see if he's looking pretty good right now, taking 2 balls. 2 strikes, though. High pitch.
3-2.
And with first base open and 2 outs, they're looking to extend this inning and get Voldemort out of the game.
We did see someone warming up earlier, and he's not there
Runners
anymore.
taking off.
A ground ball to shortstop. Let's see what the throw brings.
Way to get him out of the inning.
Wow, just like that,
Defense. Yep.
a 6-3 out helps Noah Walgamot, but the Crimson Tide score 3 in the top of the 5th. It's now putting a lot of the pressure on the Crusaders. We'll be right back with more coverage for Manchester Public Television's baseball action. Well, Tyler Willett still out there for the Crimson Tide as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Willett getting some help from his offense with the team scoring 3 in the top of the 5th. And we'll see if the Crusaders are up for the challenge. It's been back and forth the past couple innings. So It's really up to the Crusaders now. I'm Kyle Heavey. Along with me is Nikki Callahan and Ryan DeRoy for Manchester Public Television, as we have a good matchup here between the Crusaders and Crimson Tide, with the batter here being I actually looked at the wrong side.
Bolesky.
Tyler Bolesky. Thank you, Nikki.
I believe he shot out a nice double out.
Bolesky
to,
got he got up to second base in the second inning, but was just not able to come around and score at all. And a little nubbler out there. See if it drops down. Nice job by the second baseman, able to snag that one hopper, and just like that, a 4-3 out.
And Willette looking to go efficiently again. His last inning before the 2-out rally, was able to make quick work of the Crusaders, and his defense behind him always ready on their toes.
Mm-hmm.
That brings us to Colin Loge, who struck out in the second inning.
Ooh. So Willette's starting to throw some fire.
Got a big leg kick here from Willette's, and he gets his body weight into him. It's looking pretty good.
Yeah, he's got a very tough delivery over the top with his fastball, 2-seam, 4-seam. So if he's able to locate those pitches, he can be very dangerous, and he's got a great defense behind him that will act on the fastball as well. Great benefit.
Got
Another
into
pitch for a strike.
Ahead in the count, 1-2.
Had himself some trouble in the first inning with 3 walks, but ever since he's really only been facing 3 to 4 batters, and it's been kind of a tough bouncer right there.
Yeah, Crusaders now making adjustments and laying off of the off-speed stuff, it appears.
Apparently, it does not look like Colin is respected that much as the left fielder in pretty far. So out of the 9 spot, I guess you don't expect all that much power.
Yeah, well, that's still working in that fastball, trying to get him to waste, but count is now full with 1 out.
Philbrook doing a good job catching here.
Ooh.
Doing
Staying alive, and that one definitely stung.
Yeah, he felt that in the fingertips for sure. As
See him shaking it off.
Oh, yeah. Now, I mean, I know these bats have technologically advanced quite a bit, but I do remember those being, rough.
Didn't feel good.
Definitely not.
the pitch fouled up here over to the first baseman. Second baseman calls him off. Interesting thing right there, seeing the second baseman, Cam McDonough, I believe I know it's McGonigal, excuse me,
Yep,
Cam McGonigal.
Yeah, Cam McGonigal is a very skilled fielder and basically going to be the general on that side of the diamond there as the second
leader.
baseman. Yep, and he'll take any ball up in the air over the first baseman unless the first baseman calls him off in that situation.
And that brings us to the top of the lineup. Josephic up to bat now. JJ scoring in the first and flew out to the right fielder in the third.
We'll let up 2-0 here as he's looking to fend off another 2-out rally as he's missing early and missing again 3-0.
His team worked it pretty well in the top half of the inning with 2 outs. So let's see if the Crusaders can do exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Takes a strike.
Yeah, they're going to need a break here to get on base or a little base knock to get the momentum going here as it's been pretty flat over there in the Crusader dugout.
Very much so. We have the window open here high above.
Not a great pitch by Willette.
Yep. Down 3-0. He's back time with the full count.
And Nicky looked like he was looking for anything but a fastball there.
Yes.
Oh, inside pitch. It grazes his back, and he is going to take a nice 90-foot walk up there to first base. And, hey,
Nothing to get your feet moving like some
Hey,
sweet chin
yeah.
music there,
Yeah.
Kyle.
we know that JJ has some speed out there at first, so we'll see what can happen here.
And we've got 2 outs here and down 3 runs, so we'll see what's going to happen here. If
So
there's any small
Noah is batting.
Yeah, looks like Walgamont coming in to bat for Tim Alley here, so we'll see what that entails for the defense.
And we'll see if
When
they
we-
might have done a double switch or something. We'll see when the defense comes out on the field.
Ooh, right on the outside corner.
Nice
This is,
movement there from Willette.
Noah's first bat of the game.
Hugging that box tight. Sefik off
Yeah.
at first. Oh, and it gets him. Oh, well, maybe I was mistaken.
1-1 count either
Bounced
way.
in the dirt.
Yeah, bounced in the dirt.
It's a tough angle up here. 1-1 the count. Sefik on first.
We can't hear the umpire all that well. That's another fun thing. It's kind of
Their
interesting.
own calls.
Obviously, you know,
Can't hear the conversation down there between catcher and umpire.
no, we cannot, and we can only hope that Phil Brooks having some issues with the umpire. We don't know.
Ooh.
Really
And
put some
now-
extra
Hitters
into that
count.
one,
Here you
but 3-1 now the count, and it's very dangerous here with Voldemort at the plate with a fresh set of legs. This is first at bat. Sefik leaning in at first base.
No, Walgamot grounds one over there. It's going to get
gonna be
into the
trouble.
gap. Let's see if he can outrun it. And
and
a
it
collision
goes in.
right
He's going to run
there.
to third, and he's going to stay put there. And they've got runners on the corners now, Kyle, with 2 outs, and the Crusaders now have a bit of a rally going here.
Collision right there between Noah Walgamot and Jonah Watcher. Hopefully both guys are okay.
No interference on that play as they're
McGonigal was not able to get that throw to the first baseman in time from
correct.
a sliding second baseman spot. And now we'll see what they can do. A chance to possibly tie up this game or at least get closer than a 5-2 deficit that they have now.
And credit McGonigal's range there for keeping that ball in play.
Looked like a Pedroia in some ways.
Indeed.
There you go.
Got his knees dirty.
Little
Got
Colin
down and got the
Brodeur
ball.
up
Yeah.
to bat. We've
Brodeurs.
Colin lined it up the center gap.
And we'll see if he can do the same thing here and get a run in, move the runner back into scoring position. Pitch.
Ooh,
A nasty curveball.
a knee buckler right there. he
I wanted
Again.
to hit that.
Yeah, again, these hitters are being told to lay off the off speed. It appears
Okay.
as earlier in the game they were jumping all over it. They've decided to sit back and
Another race like that.
And this is going to move the run in, and we've now got a 2-run game with the runners moving up, 5-3.
Great
Crimson
at bat,
Tide.
Bro Brodeur.
JJ
Great
able to
at
come
bat.
around and score, and a nice job by Brodeur with a little 2-out rally here to try to bring this game a little closer.
Yeah, well, that throwing a lot of junk to the left-handed hitters and taking full advantage here. And now with a righty up at the plate with just a 2-run lead and 2 runners on with 2 outs, Millette is in his jam here. Ball outside, down in the dirt, makes the stop.
So nice RBI single there by Colin Brodeur, and we'll see what Rivera can do. Rivera walked in the first
Let's
and
see
kind of got thrown out at second base on a attempted double play. The ball gets away.
and those runners are going to move up into scoring position.
Good awareness. Good
Boy,
awareness.
oh boy, you talk about trouble now. Willette is very frustrated. If I were him on the mound right now, with just 1 out away to get out of this inning, and now 2 runners very close to scoring and tying this game up. A base hit would do it there, Nikki.
Yes, it would. And I'm
And-
hoping for that.
What a doozy of a game we'll have if it gets tied up again.
We've already seen it tied twice, and it'd be interesting to see a third time now with Willette throwing a
Well, he's
fastball.
not- ooh.
He looks a little frustrated there, Ryan.
And now
He
with
does.
first base open and 3-0, I hope he doesn't give him anything reasonably good to hit. But if he does, and he
Nope.
decides to give him the walk
Oh.
and play it safe, he's going to walk him down to first base, and now the bases are loaded.
Let's see what Troy Jutras can do. He grounded out into a double play in the first and came around and scored in the second.
Oh.
Now we're going to have a meeting at the mound here, and
Should be interesting.
infield with 2 outs, looking to probably just give him a boost of confidence, tell
calm
him
him
to
down
calm
a little bit.
Yep.
You know, it's bottom of the 5th. You know, that bases are juiced. There's 2 outs. A single, easily score 2 runs, tie
Mm-hmm.
the game.
They just need to kind of collect themselves and understand the situation. All right, everybody, we're going to tag the closest bag to us. We're going to make a nice, easy
Exactly.
throw to first.
Hey guys,
Yep.
let's make sure we're all on the same page here.
Or, 3 strikes. Just throw them 3 strikes. That's the easy way out of this one, right?
Certainly would work for them.
Oh.
As now,
Crimson
looks like
Tide
we
coach.
will get a possible pitching change here.
Do you have anybody warming up?
I did not
They-
see anyone.
They did. It was number 9, I thought.
Yeah, here he
where-
And the
comes.
ball is getting taken out. A great job pitching here from Tyler Willette, allowing
So.
3 runs, but he's got a bases loaded
McGonigal's
jam
pitch.
for the next pitcher here. We'll be back to figure things all out. Stay tuned for more coverage from Gill Stadium live on this May 10th game. We'll be right back. Bases loaded here as Cam McGonigal will come to be the pitcher. Troy Jutras with the bases loaded as we have a pitching change, all sorts of defensive changes here as the Willette goes from the pitching to catching now, and Philbrook, the catcher, goes to second base.
And a 1-0 count here. I'm going to look at as many pitches as I can until he throws me a strike.
And a strike that will go for a line
Adam Ball,
drive.
that gets him out of the jam, and that is so unfortunate. Bases loaded, 3 left on base here, as it is 5-3 Concord.
A tough spot. 2 pitches for Cam McGonigal get it out of that inning, and Crimson Tide got to be pleased with that as they are in the lead, 5-3. They've scored the last 2 innings. We'll see what they do here as we go to the top of the 6th. We'll be right back with more coverage for Manchester Public Television. Back here for the top of the 6th inning as the Crimson Tide look to increase their lead, already up 5-3 over Manchester Memorial Crusaders. I'm Kyle Heavey. Along with me is Nikki Callahan and Ryan DeRoy. It's a pleasure to be with you on this wonderful day for Manchester Public Television as we have a new pitcher here for the Crusaders guys, Colin Brodeur. Come in here.
Throwing some heavy heat here.
Nice leg. Oof.
Wow,
I can't clock that one, but if I
Got a
could,
jumpy
that's
fastball.
pretty.
I'm going to say that's mid to upper 80s, I would
Oh
say.
yeah,
So,
As Brooks Craig, the leadoff guy, is his
I like his stance.
4th time up to bat in this game. Ball gets away from Loge, but he's able to reach for it and grab it.
pitching right out of the stretch, too. So showing some consistency in his delivery with his back slightly turned, with his hips loaded up. Really hard throwing fastball here. It's going to be tough to hit for the Crimson Tide.
Oof.
Brooks Craig has gotten on base the last 2 times up at bat. He flew out to left field in the first inning, but he's kind of got to figure things out. This is the same guy who was 0-2 in the count and came back and got that base on ball. So we'll see if he can do it again. And he will take that base on ball. And look at his speed up to first already.
Oh yeah.
The Crimson Tide in business again.
And Brodeur is going to have to settle it in a little bit. As Greg Maddox used to say, why throw it harder? I'd rather locate it better.
Well, either way,
That's good advice.
Brodeur is having some issues. First batter in so far is Nader Watcher up here. Bouncing
Let's not
ball.
forget the aggressive small ball from the Concord Crimson Tide, and some signals going down
Good
there
stop by
on the side.
Loge. Find the plate. Keep the runner at first.
Watcher is 2 for 3 so far in this game, getting hits in the first and in the 3rd inning.
Doesn't appear to be going on this one, but in the 6th inning, runner's definitely distracting the pitcher. Small lead.
Ooh,
Yeah,
right
he
on the
finds his
outside
spot.
corner. Wow, nice pitch.
Great execution there. If you're just joining us, it's 5-3 Crimson Tide over the Manchester Memorial Crusaders here in the 6th inning here. The 1-1 count.
Nice
stop
job.
by JJ.
Loses his hat,
Great
gets
job.
up, and is able to get that out. A nice catch right there by the second baseman, Tyler Bileski.
Bad.
Bileski able to throw it over to Pike to get that first out. I know, Nikki, you're excited because JJ does make some miraculous plays, but there are other teammates here that are making plays, including Mr. Tyler
Definitely
Bileski.
didn't know that he was moved again. So I definitely missed that one, guys. My bad.
It's
Yes,
all good.
I'm always about
We've had
JJ.
some changes as now Crimson Tide have a runner at second base, though.
Brodeur definitely finding his groove here as he opens up the at-bat with a hard-throwing fastball strike. 0-1 the count with 1 out here. Runner in scoring position for the Crimson Tide. They're looking to get him around here for another insurance run.
Tyler Wright.
Oh.
Oh, ball gets away. Brodeur, a little wild pitch. And Loge not able to get the ball cleanly. And now Crimson Tide have a runner at third base with only 1 out.
Yeah, Brodeur going to take a stroll around the mound here to try to calm his nerves before he sets again to deliver the 1-1. And now the next run just 90 feet away here.
Hopefully you can take a deep breath here and figure things out.
Wants to keep this ball right on the ground on the left side, jam him inside.
Nice pitch.
Swinging strike.
Now the 1-2, and there is action in the bullpen for Concord as well.
Looks like a number 7 out there for the Crimson Tide warming up. Get you a
It's
one hopper out there to center will allow another run to score. And Brooks Craig doing a great job for the Crimson Tide, manufacturing some runs, and that allows them to take back their 3-run lead, a 6-3 Crimson Tide lead in the 6th inning.
And a great piece of hitting there, just patiently waiting on that fastball to locate right over the plate,
Yes.
and he was able to take advantage.
Foul ball back our way. Tyler Wright, a nice RBI single.
Long signals given by the third base coach.
Jared Willett.
You hear the Crimson Tide bench.
And he's
Son.
There you
going.
go.
Sun coming out now here as
Aggressive.
well. No throw down.
He had a huge jump off
Well,
there.
It looks
Concord
like
looking to
Brodeur
blow
was.
this one open now.
Yeah, I felt like that was coming. The signals that were going on over there, you could just tell. Trying to be aggressive on the base pass, extend this lead.
Yeah, they're certainly not taking anything for granted, Nicky, as they want to be able to get enough insurance to protect them from having a bad inning.
Oh, Brodeur stepped
Always
up
a wise
around.
choice. And here comes the sun.
Da-da-da-da.
Yeah, I was waiting for someone to sing some Beatles here. Another bouncing ball gets away, not too far. Let's see if he decides to eat it though.
Yeah.
And just like that, Crimson Tide get another runner up to third base. They've already doubled the lead. Well, excuse me, the lead is double from the Crimson Tide to the
Yeah, they
Crusaders.
haven't needed hits to move the runners up either. That's always helpful. And the pitch. Right side, foul. And he may be throwing hard, but they are not deterred by the speed. They are swinging right after
Nope. Probably comes from all that practice you said that they have, Ryan.
it. Sure. Yeah, the Concord Sports Facility that houses a lot of the AAU teams and a lot of the varsity players here. They're able to get some extra reps in. Yeah, ball in the
Bouncing
dirt. It's gonna
ball.
get away,
Let's
run at
see
the
if he
plate.
comes. He's going to come home, but sliding
Oh.
safely is Tyler Wright, and he's able to bring in the 7th run for the Crimson Tide, and they are now up 4 in the 6th inning. And what was a close game for the first 5 innings has kind of gotten away from the Crusaders as they have to figure things out. A crazy fast line drive, able to get that out. Nice job there. And there's 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, and Brodeur really needed that one a few pitches ago, unfortunately.
Yep.
Bad luck here in the last inning here. Brodeur needs to go right at these hitters and end this.
Another bouncing ball.
He seems a little frustrated.
A little bit.
Yeah. So. There you go. It's 2 more just like that.
If only it was that easy, Nikki. If it only is that easy.
Can be.
2 outs here, and he looks in, shakes off again.
Yeah.
Really looking to confuse these Concord hitters in the 1-1. The pitch. Outside.
Outside, another ball that kind of gets away. Kind of a tough spot. I don't know if Loge is used to this type of pitcher, as he's had a few balls get away from him this inning.
Yeah, it just seemed to be out of rhythm there, Kyle. It's a lot of pitches in the
Losing his
dirt.
command.
And Loge not really moving in and out on these hitters as much. Still trying to grasp where this ball's going. Pitch outside.
Just not good enough from the umpire's perspective.
Pull in.
Yeah, if he's, I was just saying if he was outside located and caught it there,
Yeah,
he might have
he's
been called
too
a
much
strike.
over here. Too much on the left side.
He's inside, set up, pitch,
Oh, come on.
fly
Whoa.
ball, not quite there.
Too out of reach for the first baseman or the catcher for that play.
Well,
Yeah, the inning
Pike
is
did not even
extended.
give a really more than 4 steps there before he realized I'm not getting that. And then an honest effort there by Colin Loge to at least give the mask and go at least 7 steps, but that just was falling too fast. Newton's law of gravity kind of coming into play.
Indeed.
And we'll
Brodeur
see what
gets the one
Brodeur
he
can
wants.
do. An outside ball 4. And, well, we saw Funwood 2 in the 5th inning. Excuse me. We are in the 6th now. And now the manager is going to come out and speak to Brodeur, who's
Handed it over.
handing over the ball. And now we'll see who's going to be the pitcher. Looks like it's going to be a long run in from left field. And see if I can zoom in and get a number here. Not 100% sure if it's number 7. We'll kind of get an idea in a moment. We'll take a quick break here.
Big Voldemort's
Oh,
coming out,
Number 4.
and number 4 is going into pitch.
Ooh.
Number
Berger
4
is going to the outfield.
Oh, that's lots of changes here going on from Gill Stadium, and we'll take a quick break and figure this all out and be right back with more baseball action here from Gill Stadium. And back here with a new pitcher for the Crimson Tide, a attempted steal that's going to be very successful, as just like that, with 2 outs here in the 6th, a 7-3 Crimson Tide lead. They're looking to manufacture some more runs as the Crusaders running out of time. They need to figure things out. And we'll see what this new pitcher, number 4, can do. And he gets a line shot over to third. He decides not to tag, throw over to first, and is in time to quickly get the 3rd out. But now it's really going to come down to the Crusaders. 6 outs away from this being a complete game. And they need to figure out how to score 4 runs to continue this game. Maybe go some extra innings. We don't know what's going to happen here, but we'll be right back to see it all for Manchester Public Television's baseball action. Well, Cam McGonigal back out here for the Crimson Tide as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Cam was able to get himself out of a bases-loaded jam on 2 pitches in the 5th inning, so we'll see what he can do in the 6th as we have the first batter, Brody Druin. Brody check swing. Gonna go not as a strike. I thought he went around from
back.
Yeah.
I thought he went around from our angle, but hey, we're not umpires.
And he was able to keep his wrist flat and not through the zone, so he was
Right.
able to sell it at least. And there's a
Ooh,
string on the corner.
well, like-
that's a gift.
Or he may have missed that call before.
McGonigal was
Giveth and taketh.
It's foul.
fouled back towards the corner of Maple and Valley Street. Hopefully no one's ever been hit with a foul ball walking past the stadium. That'd be an
Oh.
interesting way to go.
So now we.
And here's the 1-2.
Oh.
3.
Oof. I
Keeps
saw
him
some
looking.
movement on that ball.
Yep, he had a little bit of curve action on there.
Brody not impressed with that, but Cam McGonigal coming in. 2 very quick outs for him. And that will bring us to number 1. I believe it's Rivera. No, excuse me. That would be either way,
Back.
fouled back our way.
Number 1, we don't have the name.
Yeah,
He's
we-
playing shortstop though.
He's had a great day.
And McGonigal steps in with 0-1 count with 1 down.
Memorial doing a little bit different than the other 2 teams that have had rosters with numbers. Instead, we get the roster but no numbers. So it's a really a guess who type situation here, and who this shortstop is. But he's had a pretty good day,
Ooh.
except for he's down on 3 straight pitches,
Back-to-back
3 straight strikes.
strikeouts.
That's
McGonigal.
huge.
McGonigal, wow.
And you don't have to play any defense. It's very easy to win the game.
I mean, you can't even pick dandelions out there in the outfield because of the AstroTurf here. So we'll see what they can do. Have fun with 2 guys.
Ooh,
A
that's
swing and a
good.
miss
Big
there.
cut, but
That's a,
well off.
very much.
And McGonigal throwing some interesting pitches here.
Tyler Bolesky grounded out to second his last at bat.
And he gets
Ooh,
hit with
hit
the
by
ball
it.
this time.
And
I
he's
thought
not
he
going
just
to
took
rub that
that.
on the way down. He just took it and walked right over to first.
Well, you can't rub sand in it either. Along with this, you can throw some, rub some, I guess, tire remnants into that. The pellets out here on the field.
Just not pine tar. As long
Just
as it's
not pine tar.
it should be fine.
Yes, you don't need get yourself in trouble with that. As Colin Loge, the catcher, up to bat now. Let's see if he can continue the fun with 2.
Colin also grounded out to second his last at bat. In the 5th.
And we are in the bottom of the 6th here with Concord leading over the Crusaders 7-3 with 2 outs. McGonigal pitch on the
Ooh.
corner for a strike. 0-2. Now
I mean,
quickly. down to the
Fortunately,
last
from up
strike.
here, it just looks so different. But you
It
know,
is a tough angle for
it
sure.
is tough.
And as we wrap this inning up, it looks like the next game is preparing to get ready as they're in the
little
high fly
easy.
ball in the middle of the infield. And a
Ooh,
little
basket catch.
to end the game. Or the inning, rather.
We have one more inning to go, Ryan. Don't get too excited here. We still got some time for the Crusaders to score some runs. Colin is doing a good job here for the Crimson Tide, but either way, they will go to the top of the 7th. And Crimson Tide leading at 7-3. We'll be right back with more coverage after this. Back here for the top of the 7th inning, a 7-3 Concord Crimson Tide lead over the Manchester Memorial Crusaders. And now it'll be big number 4 up to bat here for the Tide. As it looks like they're going to have some changes as well. Actually, it's Kevin McDonough up to bat here. McDonough, this is 4th time up to bat, scored the 6th run in the 5th inning. And we'll see how the defense is. A bouncing ball over to third base. The throw across. Oh, my, what a play right there.
Grab by Brody.
That was incredible. Nice, able to catch that ball and clean throw across the diamond. That's obviously a tough position to play with that throw being that far, but he looked good there.
Well, they call it the hot corner for a reason there, Kyle, and he was prepared, set his feet, got a nice good turn pivot throw on there and made the perfect throw over to first for the out.
Backhand on his knee.
And brings us to the new pitcher, Cam McGonigal, who has had a kind of a tough go of it. He's grounded out to shortstop, grounded out to the pitcher, and was able to get an RBI hit there in the 5th inning as well to bring in McDonough. And he gets a hold of one, but it should go foul. Maybe it'll go through the goalpost. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It actually looked like it went through the goalpost into the lacrosse net.
And it does not count for any points for that, but we'll give them some brownie points, I guess you could call them, for skill to be able to do that. Because some days I play a lot of adult league softball these days, so it makes me want to know how far I could actually hit the ball if I went out there on the field.
Ooh.
Or if I could even hit the ball, because obviously there's a huge difference in speed between slow pitch softball and what we're seeing in this game. That one I might have been able to hit. I could say that. It's off-speed pitch right there. Makes it a 2-2 count. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 down. Crusaders looking to quickly end this inning and get a chance at the plate here.
Fouls one back our way. Lands on the roof.
Ooh.
Souvenir for us after this game, as we are in the 7th inning of Manchester Public Television's baseball action. I'm Kyle Heavey along with Nikki Callahan and Ryan DeRoy. It's a pleasure to be with you on this gorgeous day. Ground balls, good job by the third base coach to be able to field that. First base coach is Josh Jarno, and the third base coach is Owen Scott. And it gets a hold of that. Down the line it goes.
That's a fair
hits
ball.
a pole. He still has not really picked it up. He's going to stay at second base, though. But a nice double right there allows McGonigal to get in scoring position as well. And seems like the Crimson Tide have enjoyed having a runner at second base throughout this game.
Seems like it's been all day long, Kyle.
That's so true. And we'll see what Ryan Castle can do. He has not had a great day at the plate with striking out once and two. Just as I said that.
Not able to way into center field, and he's going to try to make the chug to third, and he will get in easily. And that should make Scott Owen very happy.
Boy, a tough one right there. Trying for the double play.
I feel like Alex took his eye off just for a quick second.
Oh, sure. I mean, that was very close to being a great web gem. And, now we're 90 feet away and 2 outs. None the wiser. It could just be a ground ball to end the inning here and it'd be all forgotten.
Brooks Craig, who has really been the catalyst for the Crimson Tide team today. He's been on base 3 different times. And he's only scored once, but he's also put the pressure on, allowing his teammates to come around and get some action. And he sends one out to left field. That's going to drop down, and another run will come home for the Crimson Tide, increasing their lead to 5 runs now, as Brooks Craig has on base again for, the fourth time. He's been 4 for 5 in this game. So,
And as we were watching, Scott Owen quickly giving some signals, and he's off and running.
throw down,
Not even
advantage.
offline. Nice job. Able to save that from going further out into the outfield.
Yeah, I was keeping an eye on the third base box. As soon as he put his foot down on first, he glanced right over at the coach, and Coach Owen aggressively going for that second base again. No mercy here in the 7th inning.
None whatsoever.
Catching Memorial sleeping right now.
Ground ball. Hesitates, throws to first.
Oh,
Able to come around for another run for the Crimson Tide on a error. And now it is a 9-3. He's going to motor on over to third base. And you can hear the cheers from the teammates of the Crimson Tide as they increase their lead to 9-3. And
That's going to put a big damper on this now, as the energy has pretty much been taken right out of this.
oh,
I,
dead
9-3.
silence.
I'm not a sailboat captain, but I can tell you that there's no winds on the Memorial side right now. As a
Aggressive hitting, aggressive
ball out
aggressive
there that
base pass.
should drop down. It does. It will bring in the 10th run as number 27, Nader Watcher, able to come around and score to put up a 10 spot for the Concord Crimson Tide. A football touchdown lead,
Oh, yeah.
10-3.
Again, Ryan. See him being aggressive over there.
Mm-hmm.
Scott.
And we got
Third base
Jared
coach.
Willett, who started the game pitching.
It's already gone. He didn't even have his slider on, and he
No.
was already in there.
He was fixing it as he was running. Yep.
Yeah. So Coach Owen
Being
really laying into him now. At this
really, there's no mercy.
point. Well, I mean, I will say, just from a coaching perspective, if you're going to take it, if you're going to, make it available and take advantage of it, you might as well get them to learn how to pay attention and be more defensive. And I wish we could be more positive about that in that light, but this is the way the game is played, and aggression wins. If you get up there early, it's gonna make a statement. That's what Crimson Tide has done all game.
Yes. Being aggressive on the base path, being aggressive at the plate, taking advantage of Memorial Crusaders being flat-footed, getting a little down, seeing the score of the game, constant hits, constant steals. So
Yep, it's a game
coach
of
is
energy.
taking advantage.
Yep,
Yes.
for sure. Yep.
And the weight
Foul ball
shifted that
there.
inning, like you said, Ryan. I forget what inning it was. I think it was back in the third or fourth inning when the weight did shift over to the Crimson Tide, and that's when you started seeing them come alive.
Yep, you could hear them in the dugout. I mean, even when they weren't hitting, you could see that they just wanted to bring some energy and some confusion, and that could just be from diverting the attention on the base paths, or not swinging to some pitches, making them work.
And there we
And
go.
drop for a strike, and that'll do it.
In time to step on the bag is Tyler Pike. And now it's really going to take a monumental touchdown type fourth quarter drive to allow the Crusaders to get in this game and get this monkey off their back with the winless season so far. But we will see what they can do. We'll take a break here. A 10-3 Crimson Tide lead. We'll be right back. And back here for the bottom of the 7th inning. And we need 7 runs for the Crimson Tide. And leading us off is
That's my little spark plug, isn't it?
it is your little spark plug right there. Josephic up to bat. Led off the game, scoring the first run to take a 1-0 lead. But, really it's been kind of quiet. He scored in the first and scored in the 5th, so he's been the catalyst of the team. But now it's do or die at this point. Good
Seems
job
so.
ducking down right there was JJ.
We could lead this team off with a nice single here.
Single walk. It's do or die. Oh, it
Oof.
called strike there.
A well-framed pitch by Willett there.
Very nicely done.
We'll pull that into the zone. Setting up again outside here. Off the plate. That's going to be a fair ball. No.
Able to get there in the time. Nice job by Philbrick, the catcher, to get.
That was an awkward
Oh,
one.
yeah, it was an awkward.
Yeah.
It was a little exchange of action there.
That went off the plate.
I thought it went off the plate too, but
Went off
obviously
the plate. The umpire signaled no, but apparently that means in play.
Yeah.
So,
I'm a little confused, but it's all right.
And now the pitcher number 4 up to bat, who we unfortunately is the player to be nameless today for the Crusaders, as
Ooh,
he's got 2
his-
quick strikes on him
took his head out of that one.
in the spot for both what we had Tim Alley and Noah Walgamont.
Mm-hmm.
But a ground ball over there to first, able to handle it cleanly and step on the bag. And just like that, Crimson Tide with 2 quick outs in the bottom of the 7th. And boy, this game was exciting for in the first 4 innings with both teams battling back and forth. But the
Yeah.
Crimson Tide have really taken over. And it's up to the last batter possibly.
In the beginning, it was more of like a pitching duel with Noah. And I remember the pitcher's name, Willett, right? Willett.
Yeah,
So
Willett
it
versus
seemed like a good
Walgamont.
pitching duel in the beginning.
Who's
First
gonna
like
be
4
the-
innings, then Crimson Tide took over.
yeah, it just got away from him just a little bit, and Noah did a great job today. And the score, unfortunately, doesn't reflect that.
Yep.
So let's make sure we congratulate him on a good outing. Unfortunately, the Crimson Tide just really woke up in the later half of the game and took over.
Colin Brodeur does have 2 of the RBIs for the Crusaders. I do enjoy his blue New Balance shoes that he has on. I got to give him that. As he steps far back in the batter's box and close to the plate.
Ooh.
Gets out of the way on that one. And now we have a 2-2 count. It's
2-2-2.
It was a fun time here 2 weeks ago here when the
Nice.
carnival was in town. It was kind of
Oh,
distracting a little bit to see the rides going on and the flashing lights and stuff like that, but we were able to make it through, and a tough Memorial loss that night. And now a ground ball snagged by the first baseman. Can there in the play is in time. Cam McGonigal comes in, does not allow a run, and gets the final 7 outs of this game. And the Crimson Tide travel down here to Manchester and get a 10-3 victory.
Yeah, and you can tell the Concord team is fired up after this one, just exploding in the latter half of the game, getting up to 10 runs. And they're looking in playoff form already very early on. Coach Owen will be very proud of these guys. And Memorial, unfortunately, still looking for that first win of the season there, Kyle.
Well,
Yes.
we'll be back with more coverage here another night for Memorial as we are trying to get them to see a victory. It's been a pleasure covering them, but it's been difficult to see what happens. Player of the game, to me, I would say Cam McGonigal did a great job coming in relief and had a pretty good day at the bat. Really, what it came down to was the in-the-park home run that really started to wake things up, and that was by Ryan Philbrook, the catcher,
Yes.
there in the 4th inning, and the Crimson Tide are going to take this. Any last thoughts from Ryan or Nikki here?
Oh, I just enjoyed doing some commentating with you guys today. Unfortunately, to see Memorial go down today and bring their record down to 0-9. It was a great game. Definitely a great effort by Noah. He pitched a great game. Unfortunately, like we said, Crimson Tide, they took their bats. They showed what they got. So,
Yeah, sure. The hitting for me was really the difference maker in this game. Really paying attention to what the pitcher was throwing, the sequences, and when they were throwing the fastball, what pitches to jump on. Crimson Tide very well coached and disciplined, and able to execute.
Well, we'll take a little break here as we got Game 2 coming up between the Campbell Cougars and the West Blue Knights. The battle of Division 3 versus Division 2. But for Executive Director Jason Cody, Operations Specialist Joe Lahr, Operations Assistant Brendan McCormick, for Nikki Callahan, for Ryan DeRoy, it's been a pleasure to be with you on this Monday. My name is Kyle Heavey. We'll be back with more coverage another time. Have a great night, everyone. Stay safe, and thank you for watching.